Thank you all for joining me today for another episode of Social Media Talks. Today I'll be accompanied by Assistant Professor Didem Aydındağ to discuss the Department of Business Administration. Please be reminded, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section below and on any of our social media platforms, as well as our email, info@kyrenia.edu.tr. Now bear with me for one moment while I get her connected.
Hello.
Hello, Assistant Professor Didem. How are you today?
I'm fine. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you for joining us. So to start off, may we know a little bit more about you, your education background, where you're from, and how you came to be part of the University of Kyrenia family?
Sure. My name is Didem Aydındağ. I am half Cypriot, half Turkish. My mom is from Paphos and my dad is from Mersin. I graduated from Koç Üniversitesi in International Relations Department, and then move on to my master's degree in International Human Rights Law in University of Hull in the United Kingdom. And then I came to Cyprus since 2015, and I started working in our actually sister school, the Near East University, as an academic personnel and research coordinator while I was completing my PhD. There I met Professor Mehmet Altınay, who is also our Dean of Faculty of Administrative Sciences and Economics, and I started working here.
Oh, excellent. Well, we're so happy to have you with us. And let's discuss a bit about the department, about business administration. Mm-hmm. What are some of the opportunities and advantages to this faculty?
Actually, the importance of business administration degree in general, we can say that it puts you ahead of the competition, because every sector needs an administration and managerial positions. So they have high pay and high potential for our students, for our prospective students, actually. And secondly, I'm going to say the career flexibility is too much. I mean, once you graduate from business administration, you can move on to the traditional jobs, such as working at a factory or an institution, whatever. But you can also choose unorthodox means, and so you have a very high career flexibility, which we don't see in many of the jobs, actually, many of the departments, actually. But business administration has so much flexibility.
So it can open a lot of doors in every field.
Mm-hmm. Sorry?
And so, I was just saying that it can open a lot of doors when studying business administration. You can go in any field, basically.
Exactly.
Excellent. And can you tell us a little bit about the department? Like, what does the program cover?
Okay, so our program consists of the bachelor degree and also the master's, the MBA program. And in the bachelor's degree, we teach various courses such as related to accounting, money and banking, statistics, organizational behavior, finances, and all of our curricula is designed to answer the needs and necessities of today's globalized, if it's the right terminology, the globalized world of today. So we always update our curricula. Other than that, we have the mandatory courses. We have the common mandatory courses and elective courses. Why do we have this? Because we try to combine the practical courses with theoretical ones, so that we can, once our students graduate, they will have a wider chances of being employed. I mean, other than that, in, for example, the mandatory courses, for the first 2 years, we teach students the mandatory courses. So they are learning the theoretical framework, and they are learning they gain a well-established formation, I'm gonna say. And then with the elective courses, of course, we see many of them with different opportunities, which we already mentioned before.
Yes. Okay. And while we're on the topic of the opportunities, could you give us a couple of examples of what job opportunities there will be? Like, for example, but with studying business administration, could someone go straight into a management position? What kind of things are a possibility after graduating?
Divide them into two groups, such as one being the traditional route to jobs, such as becoming a manager or administrative in a different sector or in various sectors, actually, whether it is health sector, education sector, crime mechanics, whatever, engineering sector. All of them need business managers and administration. So this is the traditional path. You graduate, you join a club. The unorthodox way we can say is that usually the younger generation, the Y and Z generation, actually like to start their own businesses. And business administration teaches this. They try to make you learn how to create a startup company. Other than that, they can join the international organizations, non-governmental organizations, regional organizations such as like IMF, World Bank, UNDP, whatever comes to your mind. Or they can focus on their academic careers. They realize that they love school so much, they love studying so much, so they continue on with MBA or PhD.
So from what I'm hearing, business administration is actually an ideal department to study for students that are in the last year in high school, but they're not actually sure what they want to study in university. Exactly. This would be ideal for them.
Exactly. I mean, they can move to, for example, health sector, and they can be a part of this health sector. Or, as I said before, they can be future-oriented, the future scientific technologies oriented, and they can move to that department. They can be a part of every department.
Oh, that's good. That's great. It really is good to have something like that as backup. From your experience in teaching, from your experience in teaching, what makes a successful student? Like when a student comes to your class, what are like top 3 things that you look for in a student?
I'm gonna say the first one would be the curiosity, because curiosity leads to questioning, investigation, research, and this is what differentiates a successful student or successful professional from the pile of other applications, actually. So this creates once you start thinking outside the box, this is the road to success. So I'm going to say the first one will be curiosity. Second one is, I'm going to say, discipline. Learn to be on time. Learn to submit your projects on time.
Very important.
Feel pressure and continue to work under pressure. So the real life, I mean, you won't be a student for the rest of your life. So in the professional sphere, I'm going to say, in the private sector, if you're going to choose private sector, there's no place for procrastination, unfortunately. You cannot study, you cannot postpone your studies or your job, so these are important. I'm going to say discipline is very important. And attention to detail. I mean, these small things, even if it's a very small thing that you look at from a different point of view, this differentiates from the rest. I mean, the students who are good at focusing those details, who are focusing on the footnotes, I'm gonna say, usually the students say, the teacher would never ask from footnotes, but the students who are actually realizing those footnotes can be very successful. And I want to add actually one more thing.
Of course, as many as you like.
I'm going to say mindfulness, actually, because, I mean, I know it's a very contemporary word. Everyone is using it right now. But in today's world, when we look at today's world, we see that in the successful students, what we see is that when you come to class, be in class, like mentally also be in class. Do not think about last night's football match. Do not think about next night's or the night after's partying, for example. Most of my successful students, when they are in the classroom, they are in the class mentally. And when they are out having fun, they are having fun. They are not worrying about the studies that they should have done. So I'm going to say mindfulness.
That actually reminded me something of our school days. The teachers used to tell us that leave your worries and your life and everything like that at the door. When you enter the class, that is the only thing that you need to worry about and concentrate on.
Exactly, exactly.
Okay, and so there's this classic question I wanted to ask you that we are constantly asked at all the fairs. Why the Department of Business Administration at University of Girne? What makes us stand out from the other universities, even here in North Cyprus?
Okay, so in general, we are living in a global world, and what differentiates Girne University is that we are a cosmopolitan university. So we have students from Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Iran, Burundi, Nigeria, Ghana, everywhere around the world. Why is this important, particularly for business administration, is that we can mesh out different cultures. We can learn to tolerate different cultures, learn that there exists a life outside of our boundaries, our comfort zone. So this is one of the most important things, actually, because when we look at around the world today, actually, we see the campaigning, the Black Lives Matter campaign today. We see it everywhere around the world. So this actually teaches, because we are a cosmopolitan university, and we try to teach our students things, the values such as democracy or tolerance or different existence of different cultures and respect to these different cultures. So it will be very useful once they move on to their professional lives. Other than that, we are a relatively new university, which gives us an enormous advantage. Why? Because we are actually a very dynamic university. I mean, we have the rapid response capacity. For example, in the COVID-19 crisis, we saw this. The University of Girne was, in the world, one of the first universities to move on to online education. This is important because our students will be diminished extremely our students' grievances. They continued on their courses. They saw us, they hear us, they talk about the classes. So it is very important, the rapid response capacity to what's going on around the world or around the system. And when we look at particularly to our department, we have a professional academic staff. We all educated in various places around the world. We all come from different ethnic, religious, or cultural country backgrounds. So we all give this. We all give these experiences about different cultures to the front line, to teaching the students world. Other than that, our city is actually a very student-friendly city, not just about the city panorama or not just about our school's architectural aesthetics. I mean, these are also included, but also it's a very secure city. So for students, particularly our students come from abroad. So this is very comforting for families and students who are just coming to be in a secure environment, that they would be welcomed to this environment. We also have outstanding high-tech facilities, actually, which is, they are all future forward. We are research oriented. We are trying to push the boundaries, actually. So this is very important, I'm gonna say.
I agree with everything you said. Yeah. Okay, so we have a student that has asked a question. Okay, hello, Mohammed. This is for the international office. Hello, Mohammed. Now you just need to contact, if you have applied through an agent, just contact your agent to contact the international office. Okay, and if you apply directly online, just email info@girne.edu.tr to defer your acceptance letter to the forthcoming semester. Okay, I hope that helped. If you do have any other questions, please feel free to ask. Okay, so Hocam, when we look at the new and distant future of the department, what kind of developments can our current and prospective students expect?
We are actually applying for the PhD program, which will hopefully soon. Other than that, we are always increasing, as I mentioned before, we are always increasing and renewing our curricula based on the needs of the students and also the global world, the business world, actually. So these are what we can expect on the near future and the more far future.
Well, we are looking forward to that. And in your opinion, what should the prospective students prepare themselves for during their studies, like whether it's undergraduate or postgraduate? In this field, what kind of things will they be experiencing, or like there may be difficulties, good memories, those kind of things?
I'm gonna say, don't expect to excel at everything. I mean, university life is different. You may be a full-A student maybe in high school, but when you move on to a different country, a different system, and the university life is very different, you don't expect to be perfect at everything. This will lead to burnout. So I'm gonna say that prepare yourself for not being the top of your game all the time. And if you're, of course, coming from another country, you're gonna feel homesick. There's nothing to be ashamed of this. You will feel homesick. Connect with your loved ones, connect with your friends. We are in 2020, so we are not, you can reach your loved ones the minute you want, actually. I'm gonna say, don't compare yourself to other people. Everyone has a different speed, different pace, and do try to socialize and make friends and enjoy your time while you're studying.
Well, thank you for that advice. It was very good. And one last question. What are the advantages of studying postgraduate program in this field?
Okay, so we see that it is based on challenging the students' capacity in the business for the business excellence. Other than that, they will have in our department, in our MBA program, they will have the better understanding of research or organizational behavior, the strategical management, and it will definitely push you out of your comfort zone. You will learn about how to deal with the latest issues or the latest crisis, and you will learn to do it in a fast way, in a rapid way, in a quick way. And of course, there's the higher salaries, and you can apply for top-level management position. Being outside the comfort zone is that you learn to, you increase your problem-solving capacity. I mean, these are very important attributes that you can learn through the MBA program, because you will have the real life simulations while you are doing this program. We are introducing you case studies, we are introducing you crisis situations, and you learn to rapidly respond to these situations.
Yes, I see. And do you have any anecdotes from your student years that you would like to share with us?
When I first went to the University of Hull, I came from a different department. Like, I was in international relations, but I moved to law school, and it was in the United Kingdom. So it was very strict, a little bit, I'm not gonna say pushy, but stuffy. Yes, stuffy is the better for, a bit stuffy. So I was at the first couple of months, actually, it took me months. So be prepared that you won't be adapted to the second day. I was like a fish out of bowl, because I didn't understand the literature. I didn't understand the concept. I knew English, but that English was completely different to me. You will get used to it, and you will be successful at it. My teachers always said this to me. Didem, don't be panicked. Don't be like, don't freak out. You will do it. You will get used to the pace. And I did get used to the pace at the end.
That's good to hear. And at the end of the day, like you said, we get used to every circumstance that we are put in. It'll just take some time and courage, but we do get there. Definitely. Well, that is all we do have time for today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us. And hopefully we can do this again soon.
Hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and thank you all for joining me today. Please join me, so sorry about that. Please join me on Monday at 6 p.m. EST on our Instagram platform, where I'll be accompanied by Assistant Professor Setere Katichul to discuss the Department of Finance. Until then, take care, stay safe, and goodbye.